What's going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 168. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a WWE action figure setup style. We talk about the shows, I tell you what happened, what they could change, what they could do better, what was bad, what was good. Monday Night Raw, about halfway through the video, we're going to jump into SmackDown as well. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, check out last week's episode if you guys missed it, and without further ado, let's jump into the newest Week in Review. Starting over here, we opened up the show with Bobby Lashley saying, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." Bobby Lashley, I thought that was the perfect opener here for Monday Night Raw, of course, being the brand new United States champion. He come out talking about how he won the title, beat Austin Theory, but Austin Theory didn't really lose at Money in the Bank because he is Mr. Money in the Bank. If you guys want to see my thoughts on that, feel free to check out the live stream that I filmed about a week ago, talking about Austin Theory winning the briefcase, if you guys want to really see what I think about that. But yes, of course, Bobby Lashley did get interrupted by Austin Theory. Austin Theory letting Bobby Lashley know that he does have his rematch at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. So he has a chance to be Mr. Money in the Bank and United States Champion at the same time, which is a very good thing to be. Of course, it did end up in an all-out brawl. Austin Theory started using his Money in the Bank contract to beat down on Bobby Lashley. I thought it was kind of funny. He held it up in the air, and then the contract opened as he was facing the crowd. I thought that was kind of funny. But yes, he was beating down on Lashley with the briefcase, but then Lashley came back, slammed him down to the mat, and then sent him out of the ring, and then Bobby Lashley basically took the ring. Later in the show, of course, we did get a tag team match. It was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits going one-on-one with the Alpha Academy and Austin Theory. It was a six-man tag team match. So it was a pretty decent tag team match. Definitely had me entertained throughout the entire thing. In the end, we saw Bobby Lashley hit a spear on Chad Gable to pick up the victory for his team, and then right after the match, of course, because Otis, he was at the 4th of July party that they were having in the parking lot at the WWE show, and he was in a hot dog eating contest, right? So he threw up at the end of the match, which I found kind of funny. There's no way it was actual real throw up because there was only a tiny bit still in his mouth, so he must have put it in there after he lost the match or something, because there was no way. No freaking way. But as far as it goes, it was actually kind of funny. I did enjoy the match. Moving over here, it was the red, mysterious, bizarre promo video that they showed at Money in the Bank, and they showed it here again on Monday Night Raw. It's the red, dark, just video. People, obviously, I think Vince wants us to think it's The Fiend Bray Wyatt. But I do not think it's him. I think it's Edge. I really do think it's a revamped Edge character. Maybe sort of going back to the Brood days, a little darker, a little more bloody-esque, because it's a lot of red in the video. So I think he's just going to be revamping his character here to go after Judgment Day, which that's what I really think is going to happen. Moving over here, main event of the show, it was Becky Lynch versus Asuka one-on-one in a no disqualifications match. This was actually a decent match. I did enjoy it. It was a little sloppy at some points. I was just like, where you cringe a little bit because it's just getting a little too cringy, and just bad. But yeah, they did use a garbage can pretty well. They did a suplex onto some chairs, which I thought was pretty cool. In the end, we saw Becky Lynch send Asuka through a table to pin her at the end of the match, which I found pretty cool. Definitely the spot of the night when Asuka went through the table. But yeah, Asuka did lose, and Becky Lynch was able to pick up the victory over Asuka. I found that kind of shocking, I'm not going to lie. The match was decent. Moving over here, it was a tag team match. It was Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, two world champions, going up against Carmella and Natalya. Of course, this started with Carmella and Natalya trying to team up on Liv Morgan as she was celebrating on the ring, but then Bianca came out to help, turned into a tag team match, obviously. Pretty basic here. Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair were able to pick up the victory. Liv Morgan with the Oblivion to pin, I believe, it might have been it doesn't matter. But yeah, Liv Morgan hit the Oblivion on someone to pick up the victory, and it was okay. Oh, this was so stupid. Moving over here, R-Truth came out dressed as Uncle Sam, of course, because this episode was filmed on the 4th of July. Brett's birthday, by the way. BrettO Live's birthday. I know it's crazy. But yes, he came out dressed as Uncle Sam. And he was just basically, R-Truth, he's sort of a joke, I'm not going to lie. So he was sort of just out there, and then none other than Gunther came out with freaking Ludwig Kaiser, and they both came out, and obviously it turned into a match, and Walter freaking destroyed R-Truth. And it was stupid, but I bet it's safe to say that the brand split is over, because Gunther is from SmackDown, and I swear, literally every SmackDown and Raw superstar just combines on brands now. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, this was dumb in my opinion. Moving over here, it was a one-on-one match between Miz and AJ Styles. I thought this was a decent match. It definitely had me entertained throughout the entire thing. In the end, we saw AJ Styles able to hit a phenomenal forearm on the Miz. I was like, oh my god, a clean victory for AJ Styles. What a mad dub. But no. Well, he did win, obviously. He beat Miz. But then Tommaso Ciampa again, with these freaking just, like, making no sense beatdowns. He just ran in, took out AJ Styles, and I guess Ciampa's in cahoots with Miz now. So it looks like at SummerSlam we're going to be getting Ciampa and Miz versus Styles and Logan Paul. I could see that happening. Like Miz's former tag partner, Logan Paul. Logan Paul teams up with Styles to help him out, 2-on-2. I could definitely see that happening. But as far as the ending goes to this, I was just not a fan of it. Moving over here, it was Ezekiel versus Seth freaking Rollins, because of course Ezekiel sprayed the ketchup on the drip of Seth Rollins at the 4th of July party in the parking lot of the WWE Monday Night Raw that night. I believe they were in, I don't know, they were in somewhere in California. I know because WWE Fan Talk Show was there. But yeah, this was an okay match. It wasn't too bad. In the end, we saw Seth Rollins. He was able to hit the curb stomp on Ezekiel to pick up the victory. 1, 2, 3, he was able to beat him. And then as Seth was walking away, he couldn't help himself. He ran back to the ring looking for another stomp, but then Riddle out of nowhere with an RKO to Seth Rollins, getting a little payback for the beatdown that he did to him. I believe it was before Money in the Bank. So yeah, getting a little payback there on Seth Rollins. But yeah, of course, no RKO could compare to the one that he did off the ladder at Money in the Bank. That one was freaking nuts. And moving over here, the highlight of the show, in my opinion, it was the Mysterios in their hometown going 2-on-2 basically with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, Judgment Day. This match was pretty decent. I did enjoy it. I loved the ending spot, the Eddie La Cheat and Steel maneuver, where Damian Priest, I believe, threw in the steel chair, and then Finn Balor Rey Mysterio picks it up, throws it to Finn Balor, and then falls down, like, as the ref's not looking, and then Finn Balor has the chair in his hand, Rey Mysterio's down, the ref could only think that Finn Balor hit Rey with the chair. But of course he didn't. But of course it's a lie, cheat, and steal maneuver, which was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It was my favorite part of the show for sure. And then of course they were able to pick up the victory. But then later, backstage, they were attacked by Judgment Day and beaten and brutalized in the halls of the backstage area. Which, okay, not too bad. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. Now we're going to be jumping into SmackDown. But before we do, the rating for this week, I'm going to give the show a solid 2 out of 5. I thought it was a really weak show. I wasn't really a big fan of anything that happened. I enjoyed the Rey Mysterio stuff, but as far as that, I didn't really go crazy for anything else on the show. But yes, guys, we're going to jump into SmackDown now. Let's do it! Moving into this laughing stock of a show, guys, SmackDown was horrible! Oh my god, I don't know if it was just me. I was watching this with my dad and my 2 brothers. Watched the entire show, by the way. This was brutal. Absolutely brutal, if you ask me. Yeah, we're going to jump in. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. They opened up the show. Coming out, awesome entrance. Obviously, it's always an awesome entrance. It's one entrance that I do want to see in person one day. Roman Reigns come out with the Usos, the Bloodline. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, the promo was cool. Paul Heyman came out. Obviously, you could see the tension on his face. So Roman asked him, he's like, Paul, what is the problem? What is going on? What's wrong with you? And he handed him the microphone. He's like, Paul, calm down. You're in with the Tribal Chief. Nothing's going to go wrong. And Paul Heyman basically just said, Brock Lesnar's the problem. He is a threat, but in the end, he did acknowledge the Tribal Chief as being the best of all time, and he has no problem against him at SummerSlam. I don't know about that, but I do think Roman Reigns is going to beat Lesnar. I don't think Lesnar's going to win, and hopefully it's the last match between them, because they've been fighting since, 2015, dog. Oh my god. So many matches between them, but I mean, I could go for another one, but then again, just, I don't know, somebody different. Anyways, Usos fought Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo later in the show. It was a 2-on-2 tag team match. It was lame. The Usos took care of Humberto and Angel very, very quickly. And then they basically they didn't call it the Street Profits, but they sort of talked about the Street Profits, how the shoulder was up at Money in the Bank, and they're going to be having a rematch at SummerSlam, which match was lame. Obviously, rematch was coming. As far as the promo in the beginning, though, Paul Heyman could cut a good freaking promo. No doubt about that. Moving over here, the Maximum Male Models, they did another little promo segment, if you will, and they, of course, Max Dupree came out and he introduced Marseille and Mansoir in their tennis gear. But I don't really know. Can you buy that gear anywhere? I'm not exactly sure, but they did pop a website up on the screen after the promo, and I actually went to the website and I filled out some information and sent a photo of myself in. So maybe they're going to be doing a promo, and they're going to be showing a bunch of applications that people send in for the Maximum Male models. I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing with that. But I sent my photo in, guys. We'll see what happens. But as far as the promo goes, come on, another one. I'm interested to see where the MMM is going to go. But as far as it goes, this was basically the same thing as last week. Moving over here, Liv Morgan was coming out, doing more celebrating with the SmackDown Women's Championship. She gets interrupted by Natalya. And then, of course, Ronda Rousey. It turns into a match between Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Rematch for Money in the Bank. We've seen it already. Ronda Rousey took care of business. She tapped out Natalya. And that was about it. Liv Morgan kind of just walked away, basic stuff, but yeah, Moving over here is Liv Morgan coming out, talking about her SmackDown Women's Championship win that she had at Money in the Bank. Obviously, very memorable. It was pretty cool. She got interrupted by Natalya. Natalya coming out, basically berating her, saying, "Oh, I hope to get you that title." Just okay, whatever. Ronda Rousey comes out, and then it ends up in an all-out brawl. Natalya fires the first shots, but then gets sent out of the ring by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan leaves, turns into a one-on-one match. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. The match that we basically already saw at Money in the Bank. It was fast. It was lame. Ronda Rousey was able to tap out Natalya, and that was about it for that. Wasn't a fan. Moving over here, we got advertised that we were going to have a tag team match. Lacey Evans and Aaliyah going one-on-one with Shotzi Blackheart and Shayna Baszler. Match didn't happen. Leah came out first, then Lacey Evans came out, and then Lacey Evans, she's like, "Oh, that's the reaction I get for all the stuff that I've been through and me serving this country." I'm actually kind of surprised people are booing her, but I do believe Vince McMahon took advantage of the boos that he heard at Money in the Bank, and he turned it into a storyline. He's a very smart man, but as far as this goes, I don't care. I'm not going to lie. And then she just basically did the woman's right to Aaliyah. Don't care. Moving over here, it was supposed to be an open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. It was Gunther out in the ring. Open challenge. Shinsuke Nakamura responds. And Shinsuke Nakamura with the stupidest freaking logic here. He comes out and he's like, "I don't want the Intercontinental title yet." I'm like, what? It's a free match for the Intercontinental title. Why wouldn't you take it? He's like, "I want Ludwig Kaiser." I'm like, why? Why do you want Ludwig Kaiser? So we took on Ludwig Kaiser. Keen Sasha kick, wins the match, and then Ludwig Kaiser suffers the chops from Gunther as a punishment, I guess, for losing. It wasn't really turning on him. It was sort of just a punishment, which, don't care. Moving over here is the brand new heel Viking idiots going up against Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Viking Raiders obviously picked up the victory. Nothing more than that. And then, of course, the New Day, they did come out. They interrupted. I actually thought the New Day was going to get the better of the Viking Raiders this week, but they didn't. Third week in a row, we saw the Viking idiots beat down the Usos. Or no, not the Usos, the New Day. Third week in a row. I don't care. Moving over here, it was the main event. The entire show, we got advertised that the main event was going to be Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Winner will get a future undisputed championship opportunity. I'm like, oh, this ought to actually be pretty good. High stakes. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. But no, we didn't get that match either. What the heck? Sheamus said, "Oh, I got the good old COVID or something like that." Or not the good. The old COVID, that's what he said. And then he's like, "You'll have to face Butch." I'm like, what? We had it. We were supposed to get Sheamus versus Drew. Why? I don't understand. I don't get this company. But anyways, Drew McIntyre was able to put away Butch, Claymore kick, and then Sheamus jumps off the apron. He does the same thing that he did at WrestleMania, I believe. He cut the ropes. When he was in that feud with Corbin and Moss, he cut the rope down and then Sheamus jumped off the apron. We've seen it before. He bent the sword, by the way. He bent Angela the sword, but the camera just wouldn't show it. But I noticed things. He bent the sword as he did that, which, dude, that's freaking insane how you can bend a metal sword like that. But yeah, guys, that was the ending there, and I was not a fan because I wanted Sheamus versus Drew for the 20th time, believe it or not. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown. It was brutal, in my opinion. You guys can let me know what you guys thought about in the show down in the comments down below. I give it a 1 out of 5 this week. This was brutal. It's a laughing stock. Just SmackDown, watching SmackDown, it's just a laughing stock. It's like, what? Whatever. Hey, at least we have Marseille and Mansoir and Max Dupree. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown 1 out of 5. Really big enjoyed the weekend review, episode 168. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like this video. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to be doing 169 episodes of the week in review. Stay tuned next Saturday morning, just like this Saturday morning. I'll see you guys next time. Brett, out.